Hi everyone, welcome to another yoga class with me. My name is Mackenzie Jones. We are going to be using a mat and any other props that you might need personally. Otherwise, I just teach yoga classes that you can use any mat for. Let's get started in a comfortable seated position today. Start to get settled in here on your mat. Letting your sit bones ground into the mat. Your hands can come to your knees. Just go ahead and stack each vertebrae on top of each other. Good, we're going to just take a few minutes at the start of class to center in and get your mind and body ready for a little bit of movement tonight. Take some time here in this moment to kind of be introspective of the thoughts and feelings that you're bringing with you to the mat tonight. How are you feeling? What is your body feeling today? And then just give yourself a little bit of ease, knowing that you completed the hardest part, which is getting on your mat and getting started with this yoga practice. Whenever you're ready, we'll bring our hands, one to the low belly, one to the upper chest. Just keep breathing here naturally. Notice if your hands move in and out or up and down. Start to take a couple of natural deep breaths, ones that make sense to your body. Good, next time you take a deep breath in, keep your mouth closed, bring the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And inhale deeply down into the lungs. Imagine you're sending the air all the way down. Good, exhale, keep that tongue to the roof of your mouth and slowly let all the air out. Good, this time I want you to bring some awareness to the sound of your breath. Noticing if your inhale is maybe more quiet than your exhale. Then we'll bring some awareness to the temperature. Noticing how the air is colder as it enters the body and warmer after it leaves. So let's bring the hands back to the knees. And then slowly just start to roll your shoulders up and down your back. Making circles nice and slow. Really bringing the shoulder through the full range that it can go to using these little circles. Good, inhale, brings your shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze at the top. Exhale, send your shoulder blades down your back. Good, one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down the back. Good, bring your hands behind your head. We're going to add in some movement to match our breath. So each time you inhale, we're expanding the ribcage, expanding the lungs. So let's inhale deeply, open up our chest, squeeze our shoulder blades behind our back. And then exhale, round the spine, come in towards the center, maybe drop your chin. Good, inhale, open up, squeeze at the top. Maybe look up. Good, exhale, round that back, come in towards center. Move like this just for a few breaths at your own pace. Really focusing on the spine, the breath. Good, next time you come back up, neutral spine, bring both arms down to both sides of the mat. Place your right hand down and reach your left fingertips up and over, coming into a nice side body stretch here. Finding a nice sweet spot that opens up the side of your body, all the way down the rib cage, through the hip. Good, press yourself back up, come over to the other side. Good, deep breath, inhale here. Exhale, come back up to center, interlace your fingers behind your back, and then take your fist and bring it over to your right hip. So we're focusing a little more on the neck this time. Bring that right elbow in behind your back to really put everything into place here. And then bring your right ear down to your shoulder. You should feel a very nice stretch all the way from the neck down into the arm even maybe. And then when you get here, you can play around with moving your chin down towards your chest. That'll open up the back of the neck. Maybe you want to tilt the chin up. Good. Slowly come back up to center. Switch your fist over to the other hip. Slowly let that right ear drop away from the shoulder. Good, let's come back up to center. Bring your hands out in front of you and bring your knees in towards your chest. Let's roll onto our backs. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Good, tight squeeze here. Wrap your arms around your shins. Maybe you rock from side to side. Good, whenever you're ready, we're going to roll up and down the length of our mat, building some momentum to come over to our tabletop position. Good, from here, we're going to reach the right hand up towards the ceiling. Open up those collarbones to the right side. And then exhale, brings your hand through your body. And you're going to come down onto your right shoulder. You can stay here with your fingertips tented up onto the mat. Or you can wrap that top shoulder and bring the palm of the hand over to your right hip, which will help give you a little bit of leverage to open up to the left here. Good, take a couple of deep breaths here in this position. Notice how your belly moves differently with your hips up in the air. Good, inhale, the left hand comes high. Press down into the mat with that left hand, come back up to center. Take that on the other side. Inhale, the left hand goes high. Keep your hips over your knees for this pose. And then exhale, thread that hand through to the other side, drop down onto that left elbow, left shoulder, I mean. And then you can stay here or reach up with that top hand. Good, inhale, right hand high. And drop, press through that hand. Walk your hands out nice and far. Hips stay over the knees here. Coming in toward puppy pose. So you're going to slowly let your arms drop down to the mat. You're opening up the armpits here. And then you can let your forehead rest on the mat. But if you want to get a little bit deeper into this, you can stay tented up on your fingertips and then let your belly drop. So your arms are off the mat and your forehead is resting down. Good, slowly come back up. Walk your hands back to your tabletop. And then just sink your hips back. We're coming into our child's pose here. Reach your fingertips long. Knees can spread wide, hips to your heels. And then option to bend the arms up, placing your palms behind your head at the base of your neck. To get a nice tricep stretch here. And stay here in this pose for just a few moments, checking in with yourself. Good. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, now is a great time to do so. We're going to take 3 deep breaths and hit this child's pose here. So inhale deeply through the nose. And then exhale, open your mouth, sigh that out. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, open mouth. Squeeze the air out of the lungs. Good, one more deep breath here. And exhale. Good, slowly start to come back up. Walk your hands up towards your knees. We're going to come to our kneeling position here. Your toes can tuck behind you. And slowly just bring your arms overhead. Maybe reach your hips forward just slightly. And then exhale, bring your left hand down to your left heel and then reach your right hand back behind you. Coming into like a half camel pose. Good, inhale brings you back up, use your core. And then exhale, send your right hand down to the heel. Good, inhale, use your core. Exhale, come back down. take a few more of these, alternating back and forth. Good, next time you come back to center, reach your arms overhead, sink your hips down, place your hands on the mat. Good, you're back in your tabletop here. Tuck your back toes under, and then let's find our first downward facing dog. Take some time here, bend into both knees. Good, take a nice deep breath. Exhale, send your hips up towards the ceiling, tilt your tailbone up. Reach your heels down to the mat and then press the mat away from you. Good, inhale, come over to your high plank pose. Good, hold it here for just 2 breaths. And then drop your knees, untuck your toes, and exhale as you slowly lower down to the mat. Keep those elbows in. Inhale, press through your palms, reach your chest forward. Exhale, tuck your back toes, send those hips high for another downward facing dog. Good, inhale, send your right toes high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, drop the back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Exhale, plant the hands, step your left toes forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down, let your head hang heavy. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Good, inhale, reach those arms long overhead. Then exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift to prepare. And then exhale, plant those hands, step your toes back. Option to keep the knees lifted this time if you'd like. Exhale, slowly lowers you down. Inhale, shine that chest forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go high. Good, 2 options for your chaturanga flow. Choose whichever one makes the most sense for your body. Good, inhale, left toes high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, drop the back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Exhale, plant the hands, step your right toes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, circle the arms overhead, take up space. And then exhale, hands through to heart center. Give yourself a nice little smile. Good, inhale, reach the arms up and long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step your feet back to move through your flow. Good, remember to breathe through these poses. Exhale, send your hips high. Good, this time inhale, right toes high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Drop the back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Good, exhale, plant the hands. Send your hips back toward your heels, coming into a half splits here. So you might need to move your front heel up a little bit. Keep those hips over the knee. And then you can slowly start to fold over that extended leg. Good, option 2, maybe point the toes back towards you. Just keep a nice, neutral, long spine here if you can. Option to always keep a bend in the knee. Wherever you're feeling this in your hamstrings, you can stop there. It definitely does not have to look like anything anyone else is doing. Good, inhale, rock onto that front foot, step your left knee off the mat. And then step your left toes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms come overhead. Long body stretch at the top. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Good. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back, and move through your flow. Good. Next time you inhale, left toes go high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, drop the back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Good. Exhale, plant the hands, another hamstring stretch here, letting your left foot reach forward. Your hips come back in space, coming into this half splits here. Good. Wherever you are, continue to breathe through this stretch. I know this can be a pretty intense stretch sometimes, but it's really good for your hamstrings. It gets not only the distal knee hamstrings, but also the proximal hamstrings. And that's why I love it. Good. Inhale, step your toes forward, lift that back knee off, and then step your right toes up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms come overhead. And then exhale, hands through to heart center. Good. Take some time here. Bring your hands down to your sides. And find your mountain pose, standing here nice and tall. Good. Let's take a deep inhale. Arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet about hips width distance. And then bend into both knees, bend and straighten. Good. Option 2, take a forward fold of your choice here. Maybe you're grabbing onto your two big toes and pulling your head down to the mat. Or option 2, interlace those fingers behind your neck and let gravity just pull down on that. Good. Let go of that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step your toes back, and move through your flow. Always an option to skip one of the flows and just meet us in downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhale, bend your knees and look towards the top of your mat. Exhale, step or hop forward, meeting your toes to touch. Good. Inhale, sink those hips low, arms come high for your chair pose. Good. Slowly start to come off of those left toes, standing on your right leg. And then stand all the way up. Grab that left knee in towards your chest. Good. Exhale, plant that left ankle over the right knee. And sink your hips low, come back into that chair pose. Hands can come to heart center. Coming into your seated figure 4 here. See if you can sink those hips just a little bit lower. Long spine here. Engage your core. Good. Inhale, come back up to center. Squeeze that left knee in. And then slowly start to come into your airplane pose. Left toes go behind you. Your hands can come to your hips. They can come to your heart, or they can reach out in front. Nice big expansion here. Good. Wherever you are, bring your hands down to the ground. Coming into your standing splits. Good. Exhale, slowly lower those left toes down. Rotate that left heel to plant into the mat, and then windmill your arms up over your head. Come into your warrior two. Reposition so that you got a nice deep bend in that front knee. Good. Sink it low. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Bring both toes to face to the side. And then bring your hands to your low back. When you're ready, we'll hinge at the hips, folding over into a wide-legged forward fold. Good. Options to take here. You can stay here in this wide-legged forward fold, or you can start to bend into one knee and then the other. So you're sinking low, getting a nice deep adductor stretch here. Then you can come over to the other side. Always an option to stay here nice and long if you would like. Or you can make this a little more dynamic, moving in and out, maybe with each breath. Good. Next time you come back to center, rotate your body around so that your left toes are forward. So this time, we're standing at the back of your mat. Let's step those right toes to meet the left. Good. Inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale, forward fold. Sink those hips low. Arms come high for your chair pose. Good. Take a moment here. Get nice and settled in. Plant those left toes into the mat. And then slowly start to raise those right toes off the mat. Hold it here so you're standing on your left leg. Good, and then slowly start to stand all the way up. Bring that right knee in towards your chest. Good, next time you exhale, you can stack that right ankle on top of the left knee. And then bring your hands back to your heart while you sink back into this balancing figure four. Good, you should feel a nice deep stretch in the outer right hip. Good, whenever you're ready, slowly come back out of that, bring that right knee in. And then we'll come into our airplane pose. So right toes go back. Good, hands can come wherever you feel comfortable. Find a point out in front of you to focus on just for a few breaths to hopefully help with your balance. Good, on your next exhale, our hands will come down into our standing splits. Right toes high, hands down to the ground. Good, reach your head down. Exhale, step those right toes back. Swivel that back heel down, and then come up for your warrior two. Good, nice deep flexion of the front knee. Good. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Bring both feet to face the front. Actually, let's bring our feet out to about 45-degree angle. Then wherever you are, you can bring your hands to your hips and imagine there's a wall behind your back as you slowly sink your hips down to the ground. So you're coming into this goddess pose here. Nice neutral spine. Sink those hips low. Good, hands can come to your knees here. You can start to slowly rotate in one side at a time. Good, one more to each side. Then come back to center. Inhale, arms come overhead. Then exhale, forward fold. Come all the way through center. Toes face forward again. Swivel around to the right foot. And then step your toes back to your high plank pose. Good. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Good. Bring your right ear to the mat. Hands can come to your sides. Just take a quick moment here to find some solitude or relaxation. Taking a couple of deep breaths. Good. Come back to center. Bring your forearms directly to the floor. Your shoulders are over your wrists here. Good. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe you feel your belly press away from the ground. And then exhale, let your belly button come back to the spine. Good. Option to press through the palms, coming up just a little bit more. Do whatever feels good for your low back. Do not try to force anything here. Some people just really like this extra extension. Good. Slowly come back down. Other ear to the mat. So come back through center. Hands come underneath you. Tuck your back toes. And come back up to your downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, the right toes go high. Exhale, bring your shin directly behind your wrists. Coming into your pigeon pose. Your knee drops down. Nice straight leg behind you. Good. Come up onto your fingertips for just a moment. Square off your hips here. If you feel that, maybe they're facing one way or another, see if you can square them off. Then slowly you're just going to fold over the front of your mat. Good. So a couple of options here. You can definitely stay lifted. You can come down to your forearms. Maybe you want to rest your chest and chin onto the mat. Good. Start to press your hands through. Lift that back knee off the mat and take that on the other side. Inhale, left toes go high. Exhale, bring your foot through to your pigeon pose. Good. You can reach your leg long back behind you. Come onto your fingertips first. Square off those hips. Then get ready to sink down into this pose. Good. Slowly come out of that. Coming back up onto your hands. Rotate off onto the left hip. Bring that other leg forward. Good. Both legs can come long out in front of you. Just shake them out here. And then let's plant the feet onto the mat. And then slowly just let your knees fall from one side to the other. Windshield wipers. Good, and then you can come all the way onto your back. Continue to let those knees fall from side to side. Good, next time you come through to center, let's take just a quick bridge pose. So plant your feet into the mat. Your hands can come to your sides, and then on your inhale, bring the hips up towards the ceiling. Good, hold it here, squeeze the glutes. Take one more deep breath. Exhale the hips down to the mat. Good, let's do that one more time. Inhale, hips go high. Hold it here for 3 more breaths. And exhale, hips go down. Feel free to take any other poses that I might not have brought you through. Maybe you take a happy baby pose, maybe even a plow pose, whatever speaks to you tonight, feel free to go ahead and do that. Good, and then when you're ready, we're going to find our way to our final resting posture. So that might look different for everyone, but if you want to just fully surrender into your mat, you can let your legs become long out in front of you, lying on your back. Your hands can come to either side. Good. Gently rest your head on the mat, feeling the weight of the back of your head ground down. Good. Full body scan here. Check in and see if there's any areas that you might be holding on to. See if you can let those go. Good, you can let your breath become natural once more. You can have this time and space here to continue relaxing for as long as you need. I invite you to carve out a few more minutes to let your body rest here. But I thank you all for joining me today for a wonderful yoga class, and I hope to see you again soon. Remember to bring compassion and gratitude to yourself for making it on your mat today. Namaste.